I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. So we are now reading our last full chapter in Jeremiah. This will be chapter 44. This is after the siege of Jerusalem. Jerusalem was fallen, Gedaliah was made governor and then assassinated. Those who are left behind after the assassination, fearing Babylon, go down into Egypt. They forcibly take Jeremiah and his scribe Baruch with them because they have this just bizarre conspiracy theory that Baruch is trying to have them killed by Babylon, and that Jeremiah is just saying what Baruch wants him to say. Very weird conspiracy. So, they've just entered Egypt, and Jeremiah has prophesied the destruction of Egypt by Babylon. I also want to mention that this video does have a Joseph Smith translation in it. What the Joseph Smith translation is, this is an inspired translation or correction of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that had been lost over the years. So this is chapter 44. I will read this in two parts. It's not extraordinarily long, but I want to keep these videos here fairly brief. So we're going to read the verses 1 through 14. Jeremiah prophesies that the Jews in Egypt, save a small remnant, shall be destroyed because they worship false gods. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol, and at Tahpanhes, and at Noph, and in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense, and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, ye, nor your fathers. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early, and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day. Therefore now, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, Wherefore committeth ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled even unto this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes, that I set before you and before your fathers. So again, their old wickedness, idolatry. And God rehearses, look what has happened to Jerusalem. Nobody lives there anymore. Remember, whatever remnant was left was brought down into Egypt by Johanan. The city is completely desolate at this point. There's nobody there. I mean, there might be a one or two stragglers, but it's basically abandoned. He said, look at what is done. Look at what your wickedness has wrought upon you in Jerusalem. And yet you continue this in Egypt. Now, likely because they were in Egypt, they started worshiping the Egyptian gods, because this was the kind of standard thought that each land had its own gods. And when you went to another land, you made offerings and burnt incense to the gods of that land. And so they're most likely starting to worship the gods of Egypt. Verse 11. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all Judah. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed, and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die from the least even unto the greatest by the sword and by the famine. And they shall be an execration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. For For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, so that none of the remnant of Judah which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to the which they have a desire to return to dwell there. For none shall return, but such as shall escape. Now, that's where we're going to end our reading. This is just God's look. We're going to destroy you all. Now, it does hint at a remnant being left, but they will not be able to return to Jerusalem. They are going to be completely severed from the rest of the Jews, which does happen. There is, when the Jews return from Babylon, when Persia sends out their decree for the Jews to return to Jerusalem, none of the Jews from Egypt come up to Jerusalem. It's only those from Babylon, from the east, that return. Okay, now, before I sign off, there is this very, very brief Joseph Smith translation in verse 4. So, it says here in the King James, Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. This is another one like we've seen before. So Joseph Smith corrects this. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, commanding them to rise early and sending them. We've seen this correction in 2 or 3 other places. We've seen it once or twice where it wasn't corrected, which gives some indication that Joseph Smith never actually finished his translation of the Bible. But remember, God doesn't sleep. God is always there. So he's not the one rising early. He's commanding his prophets to rise early. It's a simple change, but significant. We're going to leave that here, and we'll finish this chapter in the next video, so see you there.